What's up, y'all? I'm KidComing11, and today I've got a special video concerning the finals. Now, I want to address the people who've been watching me before. The reason that I haven't been uploading is because I am now officially in college, even though I am still in my house. This is still my basement and everything, because due to online everything like that, I'm actually about to enter halfway through my first term, which is really crazy. So it's been super fast paced is basically what I'm saying, and I just don't know how to schedule my time right. So trying to figure out how to do that, plus being in college for the first time, plus being at home, it's all made for a big jump of limits. But anyway, but let's get to what we really care about. Danny Green. So if you don't know, well, you know, I know, because you clicked on the video. But Danny Green yesterday in Game 5 of the NBA Finals had a wide open look and missed. Now, a few things I want to clear out the way. I know this is going to happen every time LeBron passes in the clutch, but it was the best shot available. It's really that simple. And second off, that photo is low-key misleading. Just want to put that out the way. Like, sure, it's a practice shot, but it's not a practice shot, you know what I'm saying? Because in the NBA, like, if you have a shot that wide open, you're playing the Kings or you're playing the Knicks or something like that. You see just like 5 frames later, by the time he's at the top of the shot, Iggy's already there. But anyway, it's still a wide open shot. He should have made it regardless. But anyway, the thing is, just seconds, not minutes, but seconds after he took that shot, he's #1 trending on Twitter, just like that. And we all know what it is. It's all negative because Danny Green has not been having a fun time in Orlando, man. Not in the slightest. I personally think that it's hindering his performance. Now let me explain why. Now, to fully understand this, we're going to have to go way back to the beginning of the bubble. Actually, even before. In the regular season, Danny Green was the Lakers' best three-point option, shooting 38% and leading the team in three-point attempts a game at like 5. Then the stoppage happens. Then they, of course, get all moved to Orlando and everything. And then you have one of the weirdest turnarounds in NBA history, likely. The Lakers and the Bucks, both #1 seeds, are now doing trash in the bubble. And it wasn't just because they were resting players. There was some serious issues. With the Bucks, it was they couldn't play defense. We obviously saw that. But for the Lakers, it's that they couldn't hit a shot. On average, the team was shooting 30% from 3, which is the same as the 2017 Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, the reason I chose that team was because their second best three-point shooter was Russell Westbrook. I gotta say more. But anyway, so the Lakers aren't hitting shots, but there are some players in particular that are just straight up missing. First off, you have Alex Caruso, who is shooting a putrid 18% in the 8 seeding games before the playoffs. Then you have Anthony Davis shooting 25%, and then you have Danny Green, the supposed 3-and-D prototype, shooting 23% from 3. Now, the internet had a little bit of fun with this at first. If you guys remember, way back then, the social justice messaging was a really big thing, and Danny Green's was how many more? So, of course, people on the internet took that and ran with it. And of course, them Laker fans being Laker fans, they continued to clown/bully him or whatever, and it really didn't work. Until the playoffs, after the first 2 games against the Portland Trailblazers, Danny finally sort of broke out of his slump, shooting from then on in the rest of the series 42% from 3. And it looked like he was back in rhythm. For the Rockets in the 5-game series, he shot 42% from 3 and led the Lakers in three-point attempts. Which, hey, by the way, it's just something that none of you guys can do and like maybe 15 players in the NBA can do. Do not disrespect Danny Green like that. It's getting ridiculous. But anyway, let's leave my personal opinion out of this for now. But then against the Nuggets, something happened. And then he went back to shooting like 32% from 3, which is pretty bad, but it's not completely garbage. But the thing is, in these finals, he is shooting 26% from 3. Again, he was a 38% three-point shooter in the regular season. So what's happening? Is he trash or something? Can he not play in the finals? Most definitely not. What the heck? This man has 2 championship rings and is top 5 in three-pointers made in the finals. There's really not many more qualified players you can have than Danny Green within this context. He was actually so good at one point that an announcer had to say this.
He's putting on one of the best three-point shooting exhibitions in NBA Finals history.
Really? And y'all calling him trash. Stop it, man. Well then, okay, now we ask the question, is he washed? And the answer again is no. Literally just last year, he lit up the Warriors for 6 out of 10 three-point shooting in Game 3, which helped them, of course, win the series. Later on, naturally, but yeah. So he's definitely capable of performing, but something's happening. Something grotesque. Something inhuman. Danny Green is getting cyberbullied. End of sentence. End of story. The quote-unquote Laker faithful are thinking that clowning on this man until he starts shooting well is beneficial. Well, he said quite the contrary, literally within the first 2 games of the playoffs. Roll the tape.
the bubble is as good as you're playing, and you have not many escapes or outside distractions. If you're not playing well, the wall's gonna close in on you more and more. And trust me, I know exactly what Paul's going through. You have nothing but to look at your phone or social media all day.
For context, because I forgot to give it, this was back when Paul George was talking about the bubble really affecting his mental health, him dealing with anxiety and depression and all of these horrible things because of the isolation that he was in within the bubble. So Danny was asked a question about it, and this is his response, which of course already isn't going well at all, as y'all can see.
On social media all day, and all they're doing is bullying you. They're trying to get you to play well. So he was going through a rough stretch, and I'm sure the walls were closing in on him, and it was getting dark for him. A lot of guys, it's hard to adjust to this type of situation, the bubble. And I felt like in my mind, as a group, we hadn't played great basketball. Even in game one, we played good, we won, but we hadn't played great basketball since we got here. So we just starting to feel good as a group the last couple of games since we've been here, the bubble. And a lot of us have embraced it, but you're not playing well as an individual or as a group. It'll get dark in here quick. Those walls are closing a lot sooner, a lot faster. There's no escape. You don't have your families here, you don't have your dogs, you don't have your kids. You can't just tell your phone is right there. The only thing connecting you to the real world is social media. And if you're not playing well, social media is not going to be on your side.
Did y'all hear those voice cracks in that man's voice? Did y'all hear that? This is in the second game of the going to the second game of the playoffs. This man's voice he's getting emotional over being bullied on social media by Laker faithful. When you compound the different amounts of pressure that you have, number one, being in the regime of LeBron James, number two, being in the Lakers franchise, number three, being in the NBA bubble, in a global pandemic and all of that. And now number four, you gotta deal with people making memes about you. You gotta deal with people cyberbullying you, along with you being isolated and not being able to have real contact with your family or anything like that. And all people can do on social media is clown you. No support, no nothing. That's what I gotta say about that. Now, how does that relate to the finals at hand now? Well, of course, the Lakers and the Heat have been the teams that have stayed in this isolation for the longest. They haven't been able to traverse anywhere outside of Disney Worlds, which I'd imagine get really sick of in 3 months. And they're dealing with the wear and tear the most. Even LeBron, he said literally at some points that he wishes that he could have left the bubble. Him and of course Kawhi Leonard were very open to doing that, not only because of social justice, but definitely in part because they were simply tired of being there. And this is the same issue that Paul George was talking about, and also Lou Williams. Being stuck in an isolated place like this really takes a toll on you, particularly when all you're experiencing is negativity on the outside. To showcase this, we're gonna go look on his Instagram comments real quick. Hold on. First off, the first thing that we're gonna notice here is that his comments are turned off, which makes sense because everyone's been clowning him. They're gonna say, make your shots, kid, and all that stuff. Y'all seen that TikTok?
Hey, your shots, kid.
So it makes sense for him to turn off his thing. I mean, really. We've got another thing here, Puma, Boban. You learned a little bit of Italian. See, only 8 positive comments here, by the way. Then you got another one, only 15 comments. Then 4. And now this is the main thing that I really want to focus on. Remember when Chadwick Boseman tragically died due to cancer and everything, and everyone was mourning? This is Danny Green's way for publicly respecting or mourning T'Challa. And look at the top comments, bro. You've been playing this game for a majority of your life. Your game is garbage. The worst player in the bubble. Get out of Lakers. 15 million a year for running around. Make a shot, Negro. Okay, y'all see that there are some positive comments, but majority of them are predominantly negative. Hit your shots. Just the fact that there are any comments like that, and the top comments that are there introduce negativity, just really show you how bad it is. Oh, and it's not even... And one more thing to show real quick, actually. This is Snoop Dogg, the #1 Lakers fan. Possibly the most famous Lakers fan. And this is what he's posting on Instagram.
I ain't talking to the starters, I'm talking about them other niggas on the bench. Start making them fucking threes, nigga. Get your ass in the gym right now.
I'm not going to, so quit asking.
Y'all see that? Come on now. Snoop Dogg. Then we have the RDC LeBron videos. Look at this one. There's someone special about this one. Of course, it's hilarious and everything, like all the LeBron videos are, making light fun of everything. Look at this. Look. Team Swish is J.R. Swish. J.R. Smith. Bro, you gotta chill. That's all I gotta say about it. I'm just saying. Y'all need to check out that LeBron video. But I'm just saying what's happening here. Well, since we're on such a roll with this social media thing, let's go over to his Twitter account, right? This is what his Twitter account has to say, right? I want you to notice what he's been posting in the past week. Notice a pattern. They're all retweets. He's afraid to tweet. He's afraid to express his opinion because of the clowning he gets. Look at this. This is something that he posted this thanking Jeannie Buss, the owner of the Lakers, for getting on his podcast and talking with him. And look at the top comments. Look at the top comments. Look, are you happy with yourself as a man? That's a genuine question that you need to ask yourself. You blew the game, Danny. Jump shot boost. Hit some threes. Hit your threes. Hit some threes. Hit some threes. Make your shots. You need them threes. How many more? So this slander has been going on for a long while. So like I was saying, having that sustained pressure on you, being within this Orlando bubble and not having anything to really look at except negativity and slight bits of positivity, which he actually is quoted on saying that aren't really helping, he's definitely depressed. I really wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I have one last piece of evidence that I think really encapsulates this entire bubble experience for him. Besides the voice cracks, besides having to turn off his comments on Instagram and Twitter, this might be the worst part of it. So before Danny takes the shot in the timeout, ABC does a close-up on Danny Green. This is his face. Does he look ready? Does he look like he's locked in? Does it look like he is ready to hit the game-winning shot to advance the Lakers into history and get LeBron his 4th title? I don't think so. Danny Green has been put under so much pressure because of his poor play in the bubble. Like I said before, he's between a rock and a hard place and a couple of spikes on the bottom. He's playing for a LeBron team, which of course increases scrutiny. Just look at Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love way back when. The second off, he's on the Lakers franchise. Just look at all the criticism that even D'Lo and Brandon Ingram would get for not being good at 19 and 20 years old. And third, again, this is the Orlando bubble. He has been there for 3 months in mostly isolation with only his fiance to keep him company. And his only window to the outside world amongst all of this is always littered with hit your threes, you're trash. It doesn't matter that Danny Green is one of the best people ever at what he does, because in the moments when you've got heaps of people telling you that you can't do it or telling you that you're one thing, it's awfully hard to ignore it. Even if you don't look at the comments, you could speculate. If you're not on Twitter or Instagram or anything, you could imagine what people are saying about you. You might turn the channel on the ESPN, you see Stephen A. Smith clowning you. It's Shannon Sharp out there gassing you. In my opinion, in this final series, Danny Green has had the toughest time. And I mean that, I take that with no little weight. Jimmy Butler is killing it. I'm rooting for he's so bad. Jimmy's the best. Ooh! LeBron James trying to win his 4th title. Anthony Davis suffering a career-ending injury every game. Everyone's having it tough, but Danny Green, most of all, is having to deal with all of these factors. And I hope he comes back well on Sunday and shows out really well. But if he doesn't, I won't be surprised. Danny, hang in there. But anyway, that's all I had to say. Thanks for watching. If you watch all the way here, make sure you subscribe. All right, I'm out.